Watch it.
So this is Massive, the world's largest cruiserweight, and you're watching and listening to Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm out.
What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC, joined this week by Tommy.
Nope.
And, of course, we got Mike.
Mike, I love wrestling, and I think Cesaro still works for WWE. I'm not 100% sure, but luckily soon we'll be getting some inspiration. So at least we got that going for us.
Yes, we do.
Well, dude, you couldn't just say like Jeff Cobb in the G1 still, because his last match is coming up soon, and I'm not optimistic.
You're not optimistic that he'll win, or you're not optimistic for your favorite wrestler?
I'm not optimistic for my favorite wrestler. But the hope has left me right now. It's like, Tonga beat him. Come on. So yeah. Which,
oh man.
All joking aside, makes me feel like it's the perfect setup for him to get his first loss. Yeah, I know. I know.
Lord.
I was thinking that too, but I tried to hype myself up. Like think, okay, now it's like, no, I can't do it yet. I really can't. You know what, JC? I'm calling an audible. Forget blood money. Let's just talk to G1 and the rest of the next. Just completely throw the format of the show out. Yes. Papers in the air. Just kidding.
It would be nice, but yeah, this we're obviously kind of get into it. We're going to be talking Crown Jewel. We jokingly call it blood money.
Oh, right. That's what
yeah.
It's called.
And going to be talking about Impact's biggest event of the year every year, Bound for Glory. This is their WrestleMania. This is their big show. This is what there's so much that has been built up into this, and some match announcements that were made just on social media that has already really sold this pay-per-view for a lot of people.
So we can just point out real quick before we get to it.
Yeah.
They could do this at any time whenever they care. They can do this.
Yeah.
They can put these kind of cards and matches and stuff together anytime they've wanted. When they used to have even more people. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Back to the show.
I mean, AEW does it for Dynamite and Rampage on a pretty regular basis now.
I'll say, right? Well, let's jump right into the first show that's going on this week. And if you're talking with us, if you're following us live here, or even if you're watching us later on, Burns EC already, what's up, man? Let us know your match predictions as we go along. I'm hoping any of the live streaming issues are fine and good to go from here. So bear with us. I've changed a few settings around, so hopefully it's working out great. If not, then I got to try something else next week. But anyway, let's get into Crown Jewel. This actually, as far as Saudi Arabia shows goes, is pretty good. I got to say. Now, I say that, yes, there are some part-timers involved, but it's not like they're bringing back some long since retired Hall of Famers, well, save for one. But the idea being like there's actually some importance to some of these matches because this is the last event before the new rosters take effect on Friday. So,
Still, okay.
yeah, we're going to be kind of going through what's on the card here, what our match predictions are. Tina has actually submitted her predictions as well, so I got hers. She's pretty interested in this as well. And then we might debate whether or not they get back safely in time for Smackdown, because it didn't work out so well last time they were in Saudi Arabia.
Damn it. Man, dude. I have been wondering if we were going to make that joke all week.
I mean, just stop for a second and imagine it's not even your veteran-laden NXT roster that would come up. It would be all these new young people they've introduced in the past 3 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Other than Braun Breaker, that would be something.
I mean, like they still have like O'Reilly and Roderick and everything, but it's like it feels really weird now. It really does.
I mean, there might be people not on the card that could potentially make the trip, that not make the trip, and also be on SmackDown.
I mean,
Cesaro's
I think
one of them.
Sami Zayn would just do a one-man show.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Which would be entertaining, actually. It might be the highest rated SmackDown.
Yes.
Well, I
It's
was,
just Sami
I was gonna
Zayn.
say, would that be the worst thing ever for
No.
a 2-hour Sami Zayn? Honestly, I'd watch it. I'd like that might make the rating spike. Tell you the truth.
Wait, you know what? Is KO on the show? Just leave KO and Sammy behind and let them have a 2-hour Iron Man match on SmackDown.
That would be
And
insane.
Cesaro, make it a triple threat. They're not using him either.
Frosto Joshua, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you joining us here.
Oh yeah, I posted
Yeah.
something on Instagram and he joined us. Hey man, good to see you. But you know what you should do is have like those three in like a round robin challenge type deal of like just the three of them. And if they end in a tie, then the last hour is an Iron Man match, and then that'll make Mike, me, JC happy, and literally not Vince at all. So
Yes.
That's all we care about.
I'm
Right?
actively avoiding talking about this pay-per-view, but let's go ahead and talk about
Yeah,
it.
let's go talk about it. And Frosto, you're joining us. Like I said earlier, make your match predictions along with us. We'll start with one that should be pretty easy, but one that's actually I'm pretty intrigued and interested by. Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali. Now, even if this wasn't taking place on Saudi Arabian soil, I would actually be very interested in this
It
match.
is.
Gotta lie. But
Yeah.
Tina is picking Mansoor. Is anybody picking Mustafa Ali to break the undefeated Saudi Arabia soil streak that he's got? Because he hasn't lost on Saudi
No.
Arabia soil. No.
I can't. I really can't. I wanted to. I kind of wanted to at first, but it's like I can't bring myself to make that. To make that like this will be the moment. No, I can't do it to myself. Like I can't knowingly pick the wrong choice this time.
Yeah.
So,
I want to say it slightly, but I feel that could possibly cause another plane delay if he were to lose. So
Oh my god. All right, let's move on. B Ninja, good to see you there. Appreciate it. No holds barred. Goldberg versus Lashley. We'll give Tommy time to recover. Tina's picking Lashley. I'm picking Lashley. Despite him losing the title the way he did, he's still been a monster on a tear here. And it would really suck if you put Goldberg over here. It's going to destroy everything that you have built up with Lashley. But then again, this is WWE. Mike, how do you see this?
never done that in Saudi Arabia before with Goldberg. They literally killed the feed. I'm choosing Goldberg because I do not trust the WWE. I'm choosing Goldberg.
I gotta agree with Mike because I was literally thinking the same thing. Like everything he said was exactly. I'm with Mike.
All right. So
We're talking about the same group of shows that wanted Yokozuna and Andre the Giant to show up, who, God rest their souls, have not been with us for a long time. WWE will bend over and call them daddy to do whatever they want. So I'm not.
Frosto's saying, let's see, B Ninja picking Lashley. Frosto wouldn't put it past to have Goldberg win. I think the way this show is going to go is that I'm going to be talking about what some common sense booking here, and then Mike and Tommy are going to provide what WWE is probably going to do. The way they're messed up booking is when they get to these shows.
Honestly,
Watched it for 30 years.
I
Yeah.
know.
Oh my! Nearly killed me just.
Okay,
Sorry.
here's one that can go either way, no matter what side of the booking way you're on. Hell in a Cell, Edge versus Seth Rollins.
This can go either way.
This can go either
Yeah.
way. Tina, for her part, is picking Edge. I'm picking Seth Rollins. This is one of those feuds I think is going to run all the way until WrestleMania at this point. It's one of those that they have worked on throughout the year here and there. And I got to go with Rollins here at Hell in a Cell. Tommy, let's go with you next. What do you got?
I'm actually picking Edge. My joke pick would be like a heat lamp randomly comes on and the match ends in no contest. But
Jesus.
I don't know. I don't look.
No, Tommy, let me add to
I will
that.
never be over that. I think we've established I'll never be over that. But I'm going with Edge. I see them carrying the feud further. But I feel like it'll kind of be like when Undertaker and Edge had a no, they didn't have a Hell in a Cell yet. But anyway, maybe Undertaker and Batista. I'll put it that way. And this was kind of the end, but not really. So it could stretch back to WrestleMania. You never know because Royal Rumble comes up in January and everything happens all over again. So
Yeah. All right. Mike, go ahead.
Before I pick Tommy, I just want to kind of add, not only will the heat lamp come on, but Seth will have PTSD about it and like no, Vince, no, and he'll like jump out of the cell and like run back to Gorilla. Honestly, this one I could see a couple ways because I feel like Edge is like the big old star that they kind of want to see. Rollins has been obviously doing really well as sleazy as the character is, or as kind of over the top he takes it. I'm gonna go out on a ledge and say Edge though.
Okay.
I just feel like Seth Rollins is like Teflon with losses. Like I know people say like, oh well, you can't keep losing like CM Punk talked about, but I feel like Rollins pulls it off and still comes out looking pretty good. I know he's done a lot of jobs off and on, but
That's true.
I think he can take this one because it's also Edge, and Edge, because he's old school, when he gets into those promos of like just that's insane pulling his hair, like it's a level that a lot of these guys nowadays mostly don't have. It's really cool to watch when he goes back into that kind of mode.
Okay. Frosto's picking Radar Superstar. Brent throws an interesting one out there. What if they do Edge and Beth versus Becky and Seth Rollins at Mania?
I'm cool with that.
How very WWE do a mixed tag like that?
It would be
WrestleMania. I don't know if y'all saw the really weird thing where Seth showed up at Edge's house, but didn't really attack anyone, just like went through their stuff. And then the following week, Edge said, maybe I'll show up at your house and run into Bex. So they're planting those seeds a little bit. So that's a possibility.
The main thing I remember from that is just like is FTR tweeting at Edge, we can be there in 5 minutes, and I was just like, damn.
Well, because apparently Edge said go to your brothers, but then he used FTR's real names, I think, or something is what I heard.
Yeah, I think
in the segment, right? Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I do like how all kidding aside, I do really legitimately love how these companies, the wrestlers don't really have beef with each other.
Yeah,
but, they be like, but I'm sure a lot of them just don't like Vince, but like.
Well, except for some top guys, but we'll get to that in news, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. If it gets to that, but
you mean the bunny, the head of the table? Oh,
yes. the demo goddess.
All right, King of the Ring final here: Finn Balor versus Xavier Woods. Tina is going with Finn Balor. Mike, where are you going with this one?
I've just spent several matches in previous time like crapping all over this and talking about their booking. I will forgive it all if you let Xavier Woods win this thing. Mm-hmm. He deserves it. He has been working his butt off. He has been so supportive of Kofi's run, of Big E's run, and he deserves his. He's always seemed like the guy who couldn't wrestle, or not that he couldn't, but he never wrestled as much. He was always the guy playing the trombone, usually being the support. And then this year he's finally really got to step out of that and just put on amazing matches with guys like Riddle and Orton, and even when he's getting beat up by Lashley and stuff, just putting on great matches. And I didn't watch all the Raws when it was going on, but seeing the clips and the stuff from his matches to get here, he's on a roll, and I think it would do him more than it would Balor to be the king right now. So
okay, yeah. Frosta says always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Tommy, where are you going with this one? Yeah.
I'm going Xavier Woods, man, because like that's one of the things he's been saying for years. Like he won the King of the Ring back. He said, "I've always wanted to be King of the Ring," and it's like Mike said that. Losing this is gonna do to Finn Balor. Oh no, he lost King of the Ring. It's not like he's still one of the best wrestlers of all time, So I want Xavier Woods to win it just so he can I get that some wrestlers, not every wrestler wants to be world champion. They have one goal or another. A lot of guys I remember wrestling just wanted to be Intercontinental champion. He just wants to be King of the Ring. If he doesn't ever want to be world champion, he's cool with his two brothers doing it, and he's good. Never getting that. Let him be king of the ring. You guys are gonna forget about it in a year anyway. So let him say he won it one time. What does Vince give a damn? Like the one time he cared about king of the ring was probably when Randy Savage did it, and literally no other time after that I can think of made any sense. Well, I'm sorry, King Booker, but I don't know how much of that decision of that was him anyway. So anyway,
the only thing that scares me is they're like, oh, we could have the Demon King. Oh, the Demon King with his top rope breaking package. It'll be amazing. I don't know. That's the only thing that scares me.
I mean,
and of course you brought WWE logic back into this when I
did.
I had hoped you
last too long.
Yeah. I'm literally
speaking him though.
I'm literally split on this too because you have that reason there. Finn there.
I don't blame you.
Either choice is great. To be honest with you. But
it is. It really is. It really is a good finals. This is one of the best King of the Ring finals in a long time. Like everything.
Now Xavier Woods is going to have some commitments to G4, which launches in a few weeks. By the way, as a new channel or relaunching.
Would it cool to be a king when he's on there?
That's my thing. I wonder if they put the king title on him. Is he going to be able to commit to both obligations? Now I don't know exactly what his extent is. If he's just going to be doing some sort of pre-recorded up, down stuff, if he's going to be a G4 host or not. But then you got Balor, and I don't know if they would bust the demon out in Saudi Arabia. If they do, it's definitely Finn. But I haven't done this in a while. Heads is Finn, tails is Xavier. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Oh my gosh.
It's heads.
All right, I got to go Finn Balor. I'm just trusting Siri on this one because I can't pick right now. And that's kind of where
tell him to be a man and make his own choice.
Yeah. That's a tough choice, but I wouldn't mind seeing Xavier get it because he's never really won a singles title, has he? I can't recall him ever winning one.
No, I think all his been strictly tag titles because I think even in Impact, I think he only won the tag titles with Jay Lethal.
Yeah, so I mean, I would love to see him do it, but something that sticks in my head is that G4 launches in about a month, and he's got some obligations there, so he's gonna be splitting time. How is this gonna work out? He's as the king. Now, King Xavier could be fun, but you bring this Demon King thing out. You can do that.
My only thing is so I was at my family's my parents' house about 2 weeks ago. And we were watching Fox, and then suddenly they had a special on about the top 10 kings of the ring. I vastly disagree with the fact that Baron Corbin was in that top 10 list. I could not have been angrier. But,
we only had 10 King of the Rings ever? That's the only reason it makes sense to me.
Yeah, seriously, that would be the only reason. But anyway, I have a tirade about that later. But anyway, the number one was King Booker, which I said redeemed the list. Because I was legitimately mad at the placement of a lot of guys until they got to number one, was King Booker. And to me, that's the only guy who 1,000% committed to that being part of his gimmick from that point on. As far as he changed how he talked, his entrance music, how he walked. He got a whole court, of what was it, Fit Finley and a whole bunch of other dudes. Yep. I was like, that was one of the few guys who committed to it. Everyone else, they ran with it for a little bit, and then they kind of still used it, and then kind of dropped it. So what's the problem with Xavier Woods winning it and then still going to do G4? To me, I don't think Vince cares enough to make that a part of that decision.
That's what I asked the question. Do you think Vince knows he's going to G4?
Probably not.
You know what? Honestly, until you said it, that didn't occur to me, but that is a legitimately honest question. I didn't think of that. You're right.
Yeah. Brandon, I know.
He's going to be doing some G4. He can play bingo whenever he wants. I don't care.
Brandon, I know that's. I don't know if that's a Discord thing. Yeah, sometimes Tommy appears, his audio and video aren't in sync, but they catch us back up. It's weird. Nothing on your end, Tommy. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine on mine.
I don't know why mine does that.
It's something more on my end with latency, but technical thing. It's fine. It'll catch back up. No worries. Yeah. So, all right. Next match, Queen of the Ring final. Zelina Vega against Doudrop. Tina is going with Zelina Vega. I am going with Doudrop because of the way they have really built this character up. And because, well, it is nice to see Zelina getting a chance like this to kind of showcase this and
Yeah, this is true.
making history getting to wrestle in Saudi Arabia. But there's always that inkling in the back of people's minds that, she might just leave randomly and go to AEW to be with her husband. So I don't know if they would.
Well, she has a contract. I don't know how easily she could do that.
Who knows?
I mean, she just resigned.
I mean, they make budget cuts randomly, right? So unless they're going to put this title on her to keep her happy, but this is actually more so the fact that they have really hyped up this Dewdrop character, fun-loving, everything like that, even to the point where she's squashing Shayna Baszler in the semifinals for crying out loud. So I'm going with Dewdrop
Yeah,
here.
but I don't
Go
know
ahead,
if we can call any match in the Queen of the Ring a squash because they're just all a minute and a half anyways.
That's gonna
regardless.
be my 1 minute warning because believe me, I got a lot to say about that. Yeah, but go ahead, Tom. Go ahead,
So,
Mike.
can we just, in your 1 minute warning, can you put odds on whether Goldberg's entrance will be longer than the entirety of the tournament matches put together? Because I think Goldberg's is going longer.
Maybe there's a Vegas prop bet for that or something. Who knows?
Probably is.
Yeah.
Honestly, while I'm happy for Megan because they've kind of crapped on her since she's been back, I honestly don't understand why Liv was not. I feel like Liv is not in longevity of her time there, but starting to become this Cesaro-like woman where they push her, you think she's about to be on some run, and then it ends, or they stop and she loses.
Right.
And
Right.
I really think she has a lot, and I'm afraid if they keep doing that, when her contract comes up or whatever, she might be maybe I have chances elsewhere. That being said, I think I'm going to go with Dewdrop 2 for
Morgan.
yeah, for the kind of the same reasons you said. They're building up that character. Malachi Black showed up on TV the other day, so that'll probably upset Vince or something. So it'll make her lose. Zelina Vega lose anyway. So.
All right. And how is she getting? How's she getting around the whole Twitch stream thing? Her husband's the one that's actually streaming it, but it's still under her name, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, but don't forget. Not only did Malachi Black show up on TV, he gave a nod to a guy that Vince doesn't know. He approved of him. How dare he approve some guy? I don't I'm trying to get Vince's logic because we're using all WWE logic right now, and to me, that would be a thing that would make him mad. So,
Tommy, where are you going with this match?
yeah, Dewdrop. I still hate that name. But I'm honestly shocked that this is the finals. I would not have called this when this tournament started.
No,
I
agree.
believe it or not, I was swearing. I was gonna swear on a stack of Bibles that somehow or another, Charlotte still made it into this title match. I don't know how, but I was I was like, that was gonna happen.
I got two names for you, Tommy.
What?
Undertaker, Shane McMahon. I'm pretty sure they were both involved in tournaments in Saudi Arabia that they didn't start in, but Undertaker was a gauntlet match. Shane was in a tournament. So
To crown the best in the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Best
wrestler in the world, which
Yeah.
Shane McMahon took someone's place and won, over Kevin Owens or something.
So
And then
stupid.
Undertaker was in the gauntlet, came down, didn't take off his hat or jacket, choke slammed
Yeah,
AJ
that's right.
Styles, I think, and then pinned him.
Right,
And
you're
left.
right.
And then didn't even take the trophy, just walked right past it.
Yeah.
So you still may be right.
Yeah. I'm gonna hate myself if I am legitimately. I might run into a wall full speed, just yep. I got a concussion, guys, on purpose.
Just make sure you put
Okay.
that on TikTok because I want to see it. But
Remind me to send this to you after the show, but there's a TikTok from this wrestling thing I follow. Did y'all happen to see any of Raw with Bianca and Charlotte at the beginning yesterday?
I did not.
I saw a little bit of it.
So they both came out in full body suits, and I don't know if they were doing that in preparation for Saudi Arabia
Most likely.
or just that was their style. But someone has a picture of Charlotte in the ring with the belt, and they're like, "When did Cher win the title?" And it kind of looks like Cher a little bit. So it was,
That's
yeah,
hilarious because now I see it in my head the
Yeah.
second you said that. That's
yeah.
hilarious.
It's
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you 27s probably don't get that reference, but
B Ninja going with Tiana Morales and Zelina, Queen's Crown. Yeah, I'll talk about that later. And he says, I need Liv to be away from Carmella and Zelina. Yeah.
Well, there's only 3 women on SmackDown at the time that could wrestle, so
Oh,
that's...
exactly right.
I don't know how they fell into this weird. Well, I take that back. I do know how they fell into that weird rut. They fired everybody.
Yeah.
But it's like you made all these releases that didn't fix anything. It's like it's amazing how it kind of made.
They fixed their budget, but I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, we were making $100 million. Now we're making $110 million. Look how much money we got now.
Hey.
All right, Raw Tag Team Championship, RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. Tina, as much this is so conflicting for her. She loves Randy Orton, hates Riddle, but she's picking RK Bro to retain the titles here. It's so hilarious watching her try to pick. Mike, go ahead.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
Can I be honest? This is the match I care the least about.
I'm pretty sure most people would say
the
that.
same thing, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't want to go on a rant about tag team wrestling, but come on. RK Bro to retain because I really don't care either way. I think maybe Almost and AJ might have a little friction in there. I think they might start looking to get almost away from him.
Yeah.
I haven't called them osmosis.
Hey,
I'm off.
Go to bed.
Oh,
Go to bed.
Hey,
honey. You're up late.
it's the other kid we haven't seen in a long time.
Well, their
The
kids
guy
are on a
who-
fall break, so yeah.
Oh, that's
the
right.
guy
That's
who could
right.
take out most of the roster by himself, anyways.
Yeah,
it
pretty
is.
much.
Go to bed. Okay, good night.
Go
ahead, Tommy. Make your pick.
I need to tell you something.
Okay.
I don't know because it's like I don't care about this match either, and I'm hoping that the almost thing isn't gonna happen because it's like I heard a rumor they wanted to do that, but it's like I think he's still kind of green. I don't think they should do that. So I'm gonna go RK Brown because hopefully they'll keep them together for a little while longer.
I bet Tina taught Jay to say that Riddle's a punk, so he's
Not
probably
yet.
like, I hate RK Bro.
Not yet, anyway. All right, so
Not
Tommy.
yet.
Sorry, I was distracted by a 4-year-old. What was your pick there?
RK Bro.
RK Bro, okay.
It's all good.
All right,
As a 4-year-old, I was very distracted
yeah.
too. So.
That's a clean sweep. Yeah, RK Bro. But then again, this might be sad to say the bathroom break of the whole show. All right.
How far have we come? It's like when the men's wrestling is the bathroom break now. So
It's just I guess I couldn't get completely behind Styles and Omos as a tag team. It's weird.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it also hurts me that the bathroom break match contains AJ Styles and Randy Orton. That hurts my soul in ways I can't explain.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a bad joke, and it was like, yeah, well, I can't run to the bathroom in the minute 20 that the women's match runs, so you can't be that anyways.
Messed up. But you might
It
not be off
was.
that. Yeah.
But that was really more a shot at
but-
WWE's
but-
booking, not the
Yeah,
women.
I know.
Is he wrong though? Is the point? So,
All right. SmackDown Women's Championship is in a triple threat match. Becky Lynch defending against Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. Now, like I said, this is the last show before the roster switches, and Becky is going to be going to Raw, if I understand it correctly, right? So
Who's staying on SmackDown? Just Bianca?
I think Sasha too, correct?
No, wait, because wasn't she facing Charlotte on Monday too?
I
I didn't pay attention to the draft, so I don't really know.
I think Charlotte is going to SmackDown. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy,
But she still retained
here's
the
your
title.
pick.
That's the weird thing. So, yeah. Tina,
Charlotte.
Oh wait, I did. Oh, you're right. Damn it! Damn it! She's going. Damn it!
Go ahead, Tommy. Get it over with. Go for it.
Damn it! I'm picking Bianca for this one, but damn it! That's the loophole! That's the loophole! That's the loophole!
All right. Tina's going with Sasha. I'm going with Sasha as well. I feel like I think really what they want to do here is kind of have some heels with the championships right now, and have some faces chase going into Rumble, Mania, all that stuff. So,
Okay, you know what I should have asked y'all though?
what?
Who does she pin?
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a good question.
not Becky. I think Tina and I said that too. She would not pin Becky.
I actually was gonna say Becky, honestly.
Continue the burial.
It's Saudi Arabia. Is it? Again, this is how they book shit there, right?
Oh, I don't mean literally.
Yeah, Mike. Not like that. Jesus Christ, Mike. Where are you going with this one?
I don't know because I don't know who's going to what show. I'm just gonna keep it with Beck. With big time Becks. With this horrible Seth Rollins diversion of Becky Lynch. Why couldn't we have just got the man back and not, not the Drip King version of Becky Lynch?
Brandon.
Anyway, she's gonna keep. I don't know.
Charlotte's been rocking those Tory bodysuits. Yeah. If Charlotte's going to SmackDown, I think she's staying though, right? I can't recall, but.
No, she's going to SmackDown.
She's going. So if Becky retains, are they just going to trade the championships? That's probably what's going to happen. I mean, it seems like that's what they do.
I'm hoping that's the logical conclusion that we get to.
It's happened that way before. There's been a precedent set, so all right, WWE Championship: Big E against Drew McIntyre. Tina's picking Big E. I'm picking Big E. Does anyone think Drew McIntyre could take the title off of Big E at this show?
Not right now.
He better.
Not right now. He shouldn't. No.
Okay.
He better not.
All right. And finally, Universal Championship: Roman Reigns defending against Brock Lesnar. Okay, Tommy's not getting pissed off at me saying that name, but
because this is the God's honest truth. This is the God's honest truth.
Yeah.
This is actually probably the best built up thing in this whole show. Honestly, I've actually enjoyed it. I've actually enjoyed the build for this match. I can't look. I'm as shocked as anyone I'm saying that, but this might have been one of my favorite builds to a Brock Lesnar match I have ever seen.
Brock Lesnar.
Dude, I'm talking about in his entire WWE career. This might be my favorite build-up he's ever had. It's actually been interesting, and he actually looks like he's been having fun this time. That's the best part. It's like he looks like he actually gives a damn. So
he's kind of coming in as a face too on this side of it as well, So
and that's the crazy part. It's like that contract signing was I actually watched that. I was like, this is actually funny. This is actually entertaining.
How dare you betray AEW like that on the crossover?
Please, I watched both. What are you talking about?
Yeah, 2 TVs.
I was flipping back and forth like a madman. What is this?
Flashback to the Monday Night Wars, right?
Yeah.
Good time.
Tina's picking Roman.
I did watch the whole buy-in though. That was amazing. So.
Yes. Tina's picking Roman Reigns. I'm picking Roman Reigns. Mike, where are you going with this one?
I mean, I think I'm picking Roman Reigns too.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way Paul Heyman's been played. Did you see what I don't know if he said it or tweeted it, but he basically said, I'm entering with the Universal Champion, and I'm leaving with the Universal Champion. But he didn't use an actual name. So I love the way he's just teasing it like that. But I mean, I don't feel like I know it's Brock, but I don't feel like they've given us a good enough story yet for the belt to be taken off of
Roman,
right? And it is Saudi Arabia, so there's always that. But yeah, I don't know. I'll stick with Roman. What's our rule with like Deonna Purrazzo and all those? I'm just
until they lose.
Actually, lose it.
Yeah. Tommy, where are you going with this?
Mike said a good story for Brock winning and Roman losing. You crush my dreams, I crush yours. Anyway,
I'm talking about Jeff. Oh wait.
No, I'm going Roman too. I really am. I think this is. I ironically think this might be the best match they've ever had because it's already interesting going in, unlike the last time, which was like way too predictable one way or the other.
You're already predicting it's going to be the best they've ever had?
Yes, I really am. Really am.
That might be fair enough.
Only because this build-up seems like it feels different. Like the build-up before was so incredibly forced that it killed the match before the match even started. This one is actually entertaining, like WrestleMania each time.
I'm kind of upset that they didn't have like a repeat of the of the both grabbing the title and trying to pull it away.
Oh,
even though it's...
jeez, I'm so glad they didn't do that ever again. That was the most awkward-looking thing I had ever seen in my life in pro wrestling.
It's like,
and we watched a lot of pro wrestling.
It's like, Roman, you have to beat him. You can't just take it from him. Like, you actually have to have a match.
Here's an interesting scenario.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting thought on this match that could potentially play out and would be some genius booking, so I don't know how likely WWE would be to pull this off.
We'll stop you right there. No.
But this has all the makings of a potential double turn. You come out of this, Roman looking like a face, Lesnar looking like a heel, and Heyman is the key to this one. But I don't think the Usos are going to be there, are they? Are they making the trip?
They haven't said it.
Can you travel when you're on probation? Or
I don't know. But
actually, that's a really good point.
Okay, assume they're not there. What if they do pull the double turn and Lesnar comes out looking like the heel because of Heyman? It's not the first time that Heyman's pulled this kind of thing, and Roman comes out looking like the face because he somehow got screwed over in this whole thing. Or say the Usos are there. What if Heyman somehow pulls off a bigger double turn and takes the Usos with him to back up Lesnar?
Why would you make Roman the face at this point? That sucked for so long, and now he's good.
I get it, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. They always want to position him to be the top guy, the top seller of merchandise. We're getting into Royal Rumble season. Would they use this as a chance for him to win the Rumble again? Main event WrestleMania again?
If that happened, I think I would legitimately regain my faith in WWE just so I could lose it again.
They haven't done a double turn in a long time, but if they pull it off successfully, cool. But I mean, it just depends,
I don't think the people are calling for it. Like when you talk about Brett and Austin, people were getting behind Austin because of his character.
Yeah.
And Brett, it was such a natural slide because being what they want to be baby faces are now wasn't cool back then, especially at the brink of the Attitude Era. I mean, I understand it's not the realm of possibility. I just don't see why you would try to get Roman face when he's crushing it right now in this character. I mean, then again, it's WWE, so that's probably exactly what they're going to do. Never mind.
Who knows, right? So I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there as a possibility of how they could book this little potential fantasy booking here. So,
he's the head of the table.
That is our discussion of WWE Crown Jewel. We'll have details on how you can watch that, and I'll let you know it is going to be a midday show for a lot of people here stateside on Thursday. So, with that, we're going to move into probably
the big show.
The big show, for lack of a better term, but Bound for Glory from Impact Wrestling.
No offense, Paul White.
It's getting so this event just gets so much more and more anticipated as the years go on, I gotta say, and this one is no different. There's a lot they've attached to this. Now the show itself, there is going to be a pre-show, and they are going to crown a digital media championship. And the way they're going to do this, it's actually going to be an intergender 6-way match. John Schuyler against Crazy Steve, against Falaba, against Jordan Grace, against either Chelsea Green or Madison Rain, against either Alicia Edwards or Tennille Dashwood. Those are going to be determined on Thursday's episode of Impact on Access TV and Twitch. Guys, I know a lot of independent promotions have done things like, an internet championship, a YouTube championship, that sort of thing. Is it pretty interesting to see a mainstream TV contractor promotion bring out a digital media championship?
I would say if it was any company but Impact, yes, but with them, not really.
Okay.
They're probably the perfect company to do it. That's mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
This is going to be on
and you've
their...
heard this before.
Go ahead.
They use Twitch and social media better than just about anyone who doesn't just have a ton of followers. WWE has a ton of followers because they're WWE, but Impact has really relied on it and used it well to help them grow and get their name out. So no, I think it's perfect for them.
Yeah.
Well, if you recall correctly, when they first started, a lot of their stuff was those $10 a week internet pay-per-view,
Yeah.
and that's how they really got their name out there, was through word of mouth on the internet. And when they lost their original deal with Fox Sports Net, that's when Raven was champion, because he had such a big internet presence. So they counted on the people on the internet to keep them alive and watching the show over again that same way. So they've actually been probably the best wrestling promotion for using the internet to keep themselves alive for the past 20 years anyway. So
yeah. This one is going to be a pre-show match, and I believe they're going to have it broadcasting on their YouTube channel, probably on their Twitch channel for all we know. So I think that's going to be taking place like 30 minutes or an hour before the actual show time. It's hard to pick this because we don't know who the last participants is, so it's up to you guys if we want to pick this one. But do y'all anticipate it's going to be a male or female as the first champion?
I'm going Jordan Grace.
Okay.
So
Tommy,
that's my pick.
I would pick Chelsea Green if she was for sure in it, but since we don't know,
Do it. Go on a limb.
do it.
Be a man.
Shot.
No, I'm just kidding.
he said, "Be a man." Damn. I'll go Jordan Grace because I feel like they're like one behind her all the time. I want to pick Crazy Steve so bad because he's one of my favorite dudes who just never gets the huge super push. And I'm like, I like Crazy Steve, man. He's a fun character. He's interesting. He never wins anything.
That's true.
Except for the tag team titles that one time.
I'm kind of joining you guys and go Jordan Grace. If there's anyone here, this is obviously going to be an intergender defended championship, and she's primed to be the wrestler to champion that because let's face it, she's freaking strong as hell, man. It's insane how powerful she is, you know. So
Plus,
What's her IG?
I was just gonna see. I just want to see her wearing the belt on Instagram doing a workout. So
yeah,
She will.
She
I don't know
will
what
do
you
it.
think she
She'll
will
do it. She'll whip it up,
I mean, I thought you would say, JC, I thought you said she was primed to be, I was going to say, in the PWI top 10 next year.
You know, if she has a good run with this title and she's beating a bunch of guys, there's a chance. I mean,
put her in the G1.
Wow. One day, a woman will crack into G1. You know.
Now you say that, but her versus Tai Chi would be amazing. I'm not even joking. That match would be fantastic.
Jordan Grace versus Ishii. That's what I want to see.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Toriano.
God damn it! Now you're making me split here.
On December 31st.
I would love to see how oh my god! If really.
Oh my god!
I would love to see how Toriano handles that. Man. B-Ninja, give it to Grace. Yeah, we're all going with Grace there. All right, on to the main card. Heath and a partner to be announced, going up against Violent by Design. These TBAs. I know you hate them, Mike. But where do you go?
Impact, between TBAs and here's a 30-person match that we've only given you 6 people, choose someone.
Yeah. Which that's
That
later.
means correct me if I'm wrong. Because I'm not gonna lie, I haven't kept up with everything on Impact. Did Rhino get kicked out of Violent by Design?
That's okay. So I've been watching. That's what they're teasing.
Yeah.
Like what happened last was they were going to basically, I guess, like assault him for failing Violent by Design. Heath came out. Rhino left through the crowd. He didn't leave with Violent by Design. He didn't leave with Heath. He left through the crowd. That's why this is TBA, because they haven't said if he's with them.
It's got to be Rhino. Who else could it be other than someone from the old Nexus?
Yeah.
I'm going for Heath and TBA, which should be Rhino, hopefully.
All right.
That's my pick.
Tommy, are you agreeing with that?
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, he's got kids still.
Yeah.
They're probably old now.
It all sets up to be Rhino, and for all we know, they could make the announcement as soon as Thursday that it's going to be Rhino. But we know in Violent by Design, it's probably going to be Diener and Joe Deering. I don't think Eric Young is fully healthy yet.
No.
So they won't even work a full match.
I would like to see them add a new member to Violent by Design. Just
that's
possible.
possible. That's possible. Yeah.
And also, Jason, you probably know about this, but how much do you think Heath is getting from the child tax credit?
Oh.
It took a second.
Thinking about how many kids he has, I'm freaking jealous right now. That's all I can say. So, yeah.
That dude's turning into
Yeah.
to some like he got some Dogecoin.
Dogecoin, cryptocurrency.
Yeah, like he got some of those NFTs and made some money.
B Ninja says Suzuki versus Grace. Book it. Ooh boy.
First of all,
Yes.
Suzuki would do that now. We don't have
Hold
to
on.
wait for that match. Suzuki would do that now.
This show is on Saturday. They're gonna spend
Yes.
they're gonna spend a few more days in Vegas to film TV tapings, and Suzuki
And he's
is gonna
showing
be
up.
there. He's there. He's being advertised. It could happen. It could happen.
He Ninja, yes.
Yeah.
Yo, chill. I got chills just now. I gotta calm down because after his match with Bryan Danielson,
Oh my God.
buy-in, which is still up for free, Tony Khan, how dare you? You beautiful bitch, you! How dare you? do that?
I love Tony Khan's nerdy billionaire energy, man. It is.
No, for real, he is literally what any of us would do if we had $1 billion in a wrestling promotion. It's like
Yes.
why so people hate him because he's us. He's
Yeah.
us as we would be with $1 billion.
But that's
Yes.
what you love in an owner. You want to have that passion for it, and it's amazing, And it's to be honest, AEW is a lot more successful than his dad's football team right now.
Real quick segue.
Well,
You got from the Philadelphia show when he went down to the ring and he called in Taz and Jericho and Jerry Lynn and Dean Malenko and CM Punk ran in just to be as a joke, which was hilarious. I just love that.
I was in ECW. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I just love that. But that to me is Tony Khan just being himself. It's like, he loves wrestling. And only a fan would know to do that. A guy who just bought a wrestling company, wanted to make it successful, might not know to do that. But that proved to me Tony Khan's a wrestling fan when he brought out the ECW originals, like the true originals, like the guys who brought that company up. That to me is really cool.
It's great that all these dream WWE moments are happening in AEW when you think about it. So
It really is. Beginning with CM Punk coming back. Anyway.
Now, moving on to a match that is the bane of Mike's existence here. A lot of TBAs here because it's the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match. Now, this is not a battle royal. It is a straight gauntlet match, and all we know is that there's 20 men in it. Chris Sabin is number 1. W. Morrissey is number 20. And there's a list of guys there that I've given you guys. Rich Swann, Brian Myers, Moose, Raj Singh, Ace Austin, Laredo Kid, Mehmet Fulton, Matthew Raywalt, and 10 more to be announced. Now the whole Call Your Shot, if you're not familiar with it, the winner gets a trophy and a contract they can invoke at any time over the next year for any championship of their choosing. It's basically a Money in the Bank contract, but it's not just for the world title. It's for any title. I'm going to say...
I choose TBA number 7. How about that?
Damn it! I was going to make that joke! I was absolutely going to make that joke!
All right, right.
Sorry.
Mike, TBA number 7.
3.
I'm gonna go with W. Morrissey. I think there's an interesting reason why he's number 20. So I'm gonna go with Morrissey to win this. I'm giving you the option. If you can pick a surprise pick if you want, it's up to you guys. I can write Mike down for TBA number 7 if he wants me to. But where do you guys think could be in this, and who would you pick?
Honestly, I was gonna say some New Japan people. I was gonna think that they're pulling the wool over their eyes, and Suzuki is gonna be in this because Suzuki doesn't care. He's kind of like the Maverick of pro wrestling right now. He's like Suzuki, where are you booked? Wherever the hell I feel like being booked. You will pay me to be there. That's what you're gonna do. And you're like, he's not wrong. We're gonna pay him to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll do it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he demanded to face Bryan Danielson at the buy. I'm facing Bryan Danielson. You sure are, sir. Tony Khan's like, yep, and here's your check. Enjoy. Have a good match.
So you thinking Suzuki could jump in and win this?
I think Suzuki will be in it. I don't know if he'll. I would love it if he won it because him and any whoever wins the world title match would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm gonna call it audible.
Okay.
I'm gonna call Chris Sabin to win it. I'm probably wrong, but I'm calling it audible. I'm calling Chris Sabin to win it.
That's a hell of a gauntlet to run to. There are 20 people, and he's basically got to pin 19 pinfalls, if you will. So, yeah.
Because outside of AJ Styles, I can't think of another guy who was X Division more than him. Well, Amazing Red. Amazing Red, AJ Styles, and Chris Sabin to me were the X Division. Like, if you think X Division and they're not they're not 3 names you think of first, I got to hear the rest of your list because I can't think of who else you're talking about.
Joe and Daniels.
Yeah, but to me, Joe came much later.
Sure.
Daniels wasn't, and Daniels didn't make an impact in the pun intended in the X Division until after Triple X broke up.
That's true.
Well, not everyone's a day one stalwart like you. Okay. No,
I do not apologize for being a nerd. I never have and I never will.
Mike, how do you feel on this one? Or we just stick with TBA number 7 here?
Well, here's the deal, and I'm going to one-up Tommy's original choice. What you don't know is that TBA number 7 is Okada. And he's coming back to mend fences and bury that old hatchet, win the call your shot,
Wow.
and then
Let me make
win
it perfectly
the
clear.
title and take another shot at Omega. Boom, long-term booking.
Let me make
Wow.
this perfectly clear. If you are even remotely correct about this, I will happily bow to your superior knowledge, sir. I will. If you're correct about this, I will happily accept defeat.
Oh,
Just because
man.
You know-
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be
That would be
something?
amazing, actually.
Yeah.
Actually,
I mean-
actually, once he said that, I'm like, actually, that would be pretty cool.
You want to throw a wild card out there? I'm going to throw out Laredo Kid because it's got Laredo in it. That's Texas.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean,
But
Morrissey
no.
probably will, but I just
But in all seriousness, Laredo Kid is seriously one of the best luchadors going right now, and
Yeah.
absolutely deserves to win more championships. I'm hoping next year will be his year to start racking up title wins, like Bandito.
Yeah.
All right. Impact
X Division Championship. This, of course, was vacated when Josh Alexander invoked Option C to get his title shot at this event. This is the finals of basically it's a 3-way dance. Trey Miguel versus Steve Macklin versus El Fantasmo. I'm going to go Trey Miguel. I think it'd be great to have an X Division champion. So, good spot. And if Mike's pick's correct, Laredo Kid wins this. I could potentially see Laredo Kid trying to cash in for this title. So, but I'm going to go Trey Miguel to win this. Mike, what about you?
I don't know if any of y'all ever watched Parks and Rec, but I was thinking of FBI agent Burt Macklin instead of Steve Macklin. But if y'all don't get that joke, don't worry about it. I don't know. I kind of want to see El Fantasmo, but I don't know how long he would be around if he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's like a long-term thing. So
I think he's around for a minute. I think, but you know, that's just-
yeah, I would hope so. It'd be pretty cool. But I think I'm just going to go with you and go with Trey McGill as well. I think that's a pretty solid pick. He was the one of the rascals that stayed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one
Yeah.
that's listed.
Yep, he is.
So going on with people, leave your tag, the tag team breaks up and they try to prosper. I think that'd be another cool story too. So,
All right, and Tommy, where are you going with this one?
Actually, I was going to trade Miguel too, because I feel like him staying in Impact, they really probably valued that a lot because there was a period where they thought he was going to go WWE too, and I think he was thinking about it, but then decided to stick with Impact, which I think was better for him. And I think this is a good spot for him to finally, climb that ladder and get his own singles win. Not that there's anything wrong with the rest of the Rascals going on to do, make more money. Good for them. I'm happy for him. But, Trey decided to stay where he probably could make a bigger, again, pun intended, impact. So, I think this is a good place to start. And I think a rematch one-on-one with either of these guys would be a great place to kickstart his X Division Championship run. If El Fantasmo doesn't win it, I do see him winning it at some point, only because I think he's like that kind of X Division arrogance that they've been not lacking, but he's definitely on that level. Because I do miss the arrogant X Division champions, like when AJ Styles was that way, Kid Cash, Michael Shane, those guys. I like those guys who were like who just knew they were the best high flyers in pro wrestling, and you could not convince them otherwise. I miss that. So I think El Fantasmo has that.
All right.
ELP.
Now into some of probably the three most anticipated matches of
this show. So much so to the point that my wife Tina did make picks on each of these.
Okay, cool.
Knockouts Tag Team Championship.
Decay defending against the Inspiration. When they were released, we said this is the perfect landing spot for them. An established women's tag team division. This is the landing spot. Obviously, they might have had some visa issues, but what a way to make your debut on the biggest show the company has every year. Now, Mike, I want to get your thoughts first on your reaction when you saw the announcement that this match was taking place, how excited you are, and then you can make your pick. So you're such a big fan of Cassidy and Jessica McKay, so have at it, man.
Yeah, I was just like, finally. I mean, it's unfortunate that it had to kind of work out past their 90 days. Like a lot of these people that kind of like showed up right after that 90-day ended, and like you said, they had the visa issues or whatever. But this kind of goes back to what we talked about earlier of like why WWE released all these women and talent and tag teams, and I don't get it. Like, they are two of the most entertaining people when they're together as a group, or individually too, but as a group, it's just like they had some of the funniest stuff, the most entertaining. We talked about it way back in the podcast. I would go on YouTube rabbit holes of just watching all their back stuff and WWE.com exclusive stuff. It's just great. And the only question I have is what's our new pose now? Like, is it inspiration? I don't know what we're doing now, but once we figure out what the pose is and how it goes with inspiration, I'll do that on the podcast. But yeah, it's definitely inspiration. I told JC before the show, before Tommy got on too, I did go on ProWrestlingTees.com on their 24-hour discount fan appreciation and buy a "You Gotta Be Joking Me" t-shirt.
Nice.
So you better believe once that comes in, definitely wearing that for the podcast. But yeah, you can't debut them and not win the title. So inspiration all the way.
That is Tina's pick as well. That is my pick as well. This has long been anticipated, and the crowd is going to be so hyped for this too, in Vegas especially. Tommy, you following along with this, or are you thinking this is going to stay with Decay? I know this is tough on you. Being a Rosemary and everything. Yes.
Rosemary.
You may need to do some alternate universe consoling, but that's fine. I'm sure you can handle it.
This pick might be what triggers his alternate.
I wasn't sure if he lost Tommy altogether. I was like, wait, is he there?
He's there. He's thinking.
No, I'm sorry. I really am thinking, but all right. I'll go inspirations.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jessica. I'm sorry, Rosemary. I just.
To the dark realm for you.
And that's
the worst that'll happen to me. That's okay.
And that has
no, stop, don't.
And that is how she becomes your alternate reality ex-wife, just based on that right there. No.
Yeah.
All right.
No, man. No. I'll do something way more stupid long before now. Dude, it's. Oh man, it's
so in the court case and the proceedings of like the divorce. Did this chose the Inspiration over us at BoundForGlory? And they're like, oh, how could you?
Can you imagine it being one of those courtrooms that they have on Impact Wrestling when stuff like that happen, and that's how they kind of have this trial?
And I'm just sitting there like, they just debuted, okay? I just thought that was the logical choice. Damn. Next thing I know, I'm getting thumbtacks and barbed wire thrown at me, and she's yelling, "Get out of my house!" in a really demonic voice, and whatever.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Can I at least come get my PS4? No. Oh, you smashed it. Damn.
Damn it. Oh well. I hope I backed.
I almost beat Dark Souls.
All right. Knockouts Championship. Deonna Purrazzo defending against
Mickie James. Probably the toughest challenge to Deonna Purrazzo in a long time. Tina's going Deonna Purrazzo. I'm picking her till she loses, going with Deonna Purrazzo. Mike, Tommy, do y'all agree? Do you have a different idea? We'll start with Mike.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should just call this the Purrazzo rule at this point.
Yeah.
We just pick with them until they lose it. So.
You know
Yeah.
what? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Let's call this the Piazza because I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I agree. Because it's like she's so good. She's so good. That's what's kind of blowing my mind. Honestly, to me, this is her now is like kind of like how I felt when Okada was really hitting his stride back in 2012, 2013. It's like, how is she so good at this? How is she like almost like flawless in her pro wrestling? It's like if you don't think she's one of the best pro wrestlers of this generation right now, you've just not watched any of her stuff. It's like at this point she's like this unstoppable force of pro wrestling, and I'm 100% for it. It's watching it because like I remember watching her before she really hit the stride, really building herself up.
Excuse me.
It's amazing to see how much she learned from that and now, because she wasn't really like super green then, but it's like she was green enough, but now she's like, you can't even imagine a time when she was green. You have to watch the footage to even remotely comprehend that.
Yeah.
She's so good now, and so yeah, I'm sticking with her until she loses too.
B Ninja says Tommy's trial will be on Spaces on Twitter. I could see that. I'm gonna say this too. Another reason I want to stick with Deonna is I want to see Deonna Purrazzo against Mercedes Martinez. We forget Mercedes did just win that Knockout Smackdown tournament. She gets the basically the next title shot at whoever wins this match. And depending how they build depending how they build that up, I might be inclined to pick Mercedes in that. So we'll see.
I can see Mercedes and Deonna being making this comparison. Okada and Tanahashi, they can wrestle every 6 months for me, and I would be just fine with that. Yes.
But JC, we literally just created a rule, and now you're telling me you're going to break it the next time we have to use it.
I said depending on the build-up, we'll see what they do. I don't know. All right. Impact World Championship. Christian Cage, the current champ, defending against Josh Alexander, who invoked Option C to get this match. And my God, what a build. We've said it many times how we worried about Josh Alexander when, his name escapes me, his tag team partner.
Ethan Carter.
Ethan Page.
Ethan Page. I don't know why
Page.
that name left me.
Sorry.
Like, 100% left me.
Ethan Page left their tag team, the North, went to AEW after he was killed by Karate Man, but that's another story. So, Josh Alexander for himself has carved out a hell of a singles career, long run as X Division champion, and this was just the perfect setup for him to cash in and get a shot. Whether it was going to be Christian Cage or Kenny Omega at this point, I am kind of glad it's Christian Cage, who is an Impact Hall of Famer here. Tina is going with Christian Cage. She loves him so much she can't pick against the guy.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, this is Josh Alexander written all over it. I'm going with Josh Alexander. I'd be shocked if Christian won this, but then again, however they book it, that were to happen, interesting. But we forget that Christian Cage is actually under AEW contract, so. But
that's one of the things I was going to mention.
But I'm going with Josh. B Ninja agrees with me. They better give it to Josh. Tommy, what about you?
Oh, Josh Alexander all the way.
Yeah.
I can't think of a guy who had a better come up this year. I know a lot of people talk about a lot of guys who had like this, great fantastic year of how they kind of goes through and everything. But Josh Alexander to me has to be in one of the top 5 or 3 of that conversation, because after Ethan Page left, all power to him. Congratulations on moving on to what you want to do. But Josh Alexander, I was worried was going to flounder around, and I was saying he's too good to flounder around. He can wrestle himself silly, and so he deserves to get that rise to the top. And when he got it, I was impressed. Like to me, I knew the Rocket was strapped to his back when he won the Ultimate X match. Mm-hmm. He won that match. I was like, okay, they believe in this guy, because he's not even a high flyer, and he's the one that won that match. Oh yeah, this dude's probably got a rocket on his back, and he's just gonna sail to the moon for Impact.
Mike, what about you?
Yeah, this is literally there's no need to overthink this. Christian's a legend. It's a great. He's like you said, like an Impact Legends. It's a great rub to beat him. He's still under AEW contract. This is Impact's biggest show. You literally build a new star now with this. Like you said, and kind of like Tommy was saying, He won that X Division. They're giving him that push. There was legit no reason. And I'm not even upset that it should be so predictable. That is literally textbook how to build someone in this situation. Don't overthink it. Don't try to get cute and then we'll go down the line and have some rematches. Let Josh Alexander win. Christian wants to come back and try a rematch. That's a different story. Give him something like that. But there's no reason for this. I don't care if it seems predictable, especially for a company like Impact that needs to continue to grow their own stars. You need to be it needs to be Josh Alexander. Like it's that simple for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say also, it's like to me at this point, it's not even about the outcome because the outcome kind of seems like a foregone conclusion. I just look forward to the match for this one for sure because I honestly, for me, I think this past year or so with Christian, for like him and Edge, kind of like their last hurrah. The fact that they're winning matches and championships, great for him. But for Christian, it's like, he's again showing that he's always been on that same level as Edge. They're both world title contenders. Why Vince never saw that, I don't know. But, I could go for hours about that with Vince. But it's like, Christian, he's had this, this fun little ride, and that's great. But, like, he's not the guy that takes spots to me. It's like, when he beat Kenny Omega, that wasn't him taking. Of course, he wasn't taking Kenny Omega's spot. That was just like a great culmination of how that feud was going. This here is just like Josh Alexander getting the rub.
Hey, Kenny, we need to give that belt back to Impact. Okay, I'm gonna take it back for you. You have to get back there. I got this.
So I'm gonna hit you on this chair. I'm gonna get the kill switch on this chair. I gotta take it back to Scott. He's like really wanting his belt back, dude.
Yeah.
Like I know you like the 6 belts you have, but we need to give it back now, okay?
I did read a report though that when Kenny won both titles, this was the plan to get. This was the point he was gonna. When he lost it, was the point they had planned to have him lose it somewhere around there, to get to this point, to get to this thing. So this Josh Alexander thing has been in the works for quite a while. And I can't wait to see it get its execution. But that's just step one. If he does win the title, now you got to carry the company forward. And now they're putting this on you. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see what challengers come his way. And if they're still going to do the working relationship, I really hope to continue seeing that. Even though AW is traveling again, I would still like to see Impact getting involved, doing stuff like that. Ultimate heel move. I would love to see MJF come in and try and take a title from Impact. Can you imagine that heat? So I mean, that there's something like that.
Well, it would work for Mike, who's still convinced he's legitimate jackass in real life. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is our preview of Impact Bound for Glory. I cannot wait to watch that show. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a late Saturday show. Stay tuned at the end. We'll have all the details for you on how you can watch. Now, I wrote wrestling news down our agenda. I don't know if there was anything specifically of note, or we can go right into 1 minute warning. What do you guys think?
I don't think anything really came out this past week. I think it was for once it was chill.
Yeah. All right.
Nothing super important. We could always talk about little things, but nothing big.
All right. Well, let's get into it.
I think the only thing that's really worth noting was the Rampage Smackdown thing and how tied the demos there.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
It is kind of
And I know we've never done something like this, but I'm going to create a new thing called like clip of the week or I don't know, move of the week,
Sure.
and the Suzuki knockout forearm to Daniel Bryan. To Bryan Danielson, excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me, he's got to get used to that.
you gotta use that.
Just the selling of it and him going out cold, I was like, ouch.
That proves two things. That Bryan Danielson is still that dude for wrestling, and Suzuki still got it because you swore on a Bible he knocked that man out for real because that looks so vicious. Oh my God. I was laying down in bed watching that. I jumped up so quick. I was like, "Oh my God!" So,
all right, let's get into it. Our
1
minute warning here. Mike, do you have something this week for us?
Yeah.
All right. Whenever you're ready, 3, 2, 1, and go.
So it kind of goes in line with what I just kind of said with my move thing. I love this Daniel Bryan that we are getting in AEW. And not just because Bryan Danielson, I got to get Bryan Danielson. Not because not only is he kind of going back to his pre-WWE form, just the viciousness that you forgot he's capable of. I know there's a lot of talk about who's the greatest in the world right now, and Omega will put his claim on that, and people are talking about Reigns because of where he is as a character and the story around his matches. I will put Bryan Danielson against anyone in the world, any style, any place, any location. That guy loves wrestling. You forget how much he loves apparently just the physicality of it and the fighting and the story of it. And I love that he can use the cattle mutilation again. You forgot how cool that was. So I love this. I love that he has a chance. And I know it seems like we crap on WWE because they're a different thing, and I get that, but it's just, as a fan of wrestling and a fan of him, it's fun to see this and to kind of see the side of him and see the stuff that it's been a while since he's really been allowed to spread his wings like this. So I'm really glad he's getting this chance here these past couple weeks and hopefully for a little while now.
Yeah, people forget that long before CM Punk was calling himself the best in the world and Jericho picking up off of that, Bryan Danielson was doing it on the independents before he got a contract.
Yeah,
he was.
You were talking about double heel turns earlier. I thought about when Bryan Danielson first won the ROH World Title. Everyone was so happy for him. Then he got into that arrogant phase, and he was like, he would just stop during the middle of the match, best in the world, and you wanted someone to slap him across the face so hard because he kept doing that, and it was so annoying. But yeah, man, to see, I'm glad we're getting this, and then the bangers he's been putting on, man. Yeah. The one with Bobby Fish. I mean, yes. I think the Suzuki match overclouded that, but I'm not gonna take away at all that Bryan Danielson Bobby Fish match was like a technical dreamland. I loved every second of that match.
And kind of along those lines, you know what I kind of give AEW credit for?
What's that?
They don't make, like, Bobby Fish had a few moments where you're like, he could win this.
Yeah. He could pull it off. Yeah.
You're so used to WWE booking where you think you have to protect it, but I kind of like that. Like, there was a few moments I was like, oh, crap. But it just makes it more, it gets you more in the immersion, and it makes it more, entertaining, so yeah.
I also kind of like that with the CM Punk Matt Sydal match. It looked like Sydal had a chance of ending Punk's.
The fans didn't. Did you notice that? They were booing when he was getting the advantage and almost pitting him. I was like, that's how over Punk is. It was kind of funny. Yeah.
Gotta love it. All right, Tommy, I assume we're going to get a G1 update here. Anything else?
We're going to get a G1 update.
All right. Whenever you're ready, set, go.
All right. So still undefeated, Jeff Cobb is sitting at a pretty 16 points. Okada's behind him with 14 because he actually did lose his match to Tama Tonga. But in Block A, Kota Ibushi, he's in the finals for the fourth year in a row. Won Block A, he's in the finals. Shingo was the only competition, but Shingo's in a double countout, I think. That's why he's not in it. So no matter who wins between Okada and Cobb, they're facing Ibushi in the finals. And I don't know if they'll ever do this, but they could. If Ibushi wins, he'll be the only man in history who's won the G1 Climax 3 times in a row. So the finals are later this week, I think, or early next week. But it's gonna be a fascinating G1. This is New Japan coming back from the pandemic and everything strong, because this G1 has been insane, and this is considered they had to use everyone who was there, and they couldn't really fly in anyone. Because everyone who was there has had to stay. I think Chase Owens brought this up. He said he was wrestling in Texas for a little bit, then he would not see his family for a month and a half, because once you get to Japan, you got to stay there until you're done. You can't fly back and forth.
Yeah, the tours are pretty intense over there, but
yeah, for sure.
Mike, how crazy would it be if Cobb won the whole thing, man?
I just, because you just said Okada's behind him by points, so if they tie, he gets the victory because he wins the one-on-one, right?
Yeah.
See, that's
yeah.
but To do that to someone after being the first person to ever go 8-0 would just be heartbreaking. And I would call Gato a Vince McMahon booker if he did that. How about that?
You would not, you son of a. You would not.
I believe him. He would. So.
Yeah, he probably
I'll call him Paul Heyman. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
would be a Paul Heyman.
All right.
Which means he wouldn't pay them, so.
I kind of teased what mine was going to be about earlier, so I might as well mention it now. I'm convinced that unless your name is Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Bayley, or Alexa Bliss, the Women's Evolution Revolution does not apply to you in WWE. And here's why I say that. I got some match times to read through you. The Queen of the Ring matches. Zelina Vega, Toni Storm, 2 minutes 13 seconds. Carmella, Liv Morgan, 1 minute 33 seconds. Shayna, Dana Brooke, 1 minute 22 seconds. Natty and Doudrop, 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Almost got the 3-minute mark. The SmackDown semifinals. Carmella and Zelina, 2 minutes and 41 seconds. And the Raw semi was Doudrop and Shayna, 2 minutes and 46 seconds. You're telling me...
An Iron Man match.
You're telling me that this entire Queen of the Ring tournament, not a single match made it to the 3-minute mark. Let alone the 5-minute mark. Let alone any other mark that these matches have been great. I'm not knocking on the final. I think it's very good that Zelina Vega and screw the Doudrop name, Piper Niven are in the finals here.
Thank you!
But come on. I know you touted that you did this Women's Revolution, but all you're showing with these match times is that it really began on Impact years ago with the Knockouts division. And everybody knows that.
That's always been true.
But here's the problem. When these contracts expire for Charlotte, for Bayley, for Sasha, for Bianca, and they see there's some other opportunities out there, people that might pay them and have some health benefits, what are you going to do with that talent leaves? Are you going to go back to this Divas era that we have just gotten away from for so long? Because that's what it feels like unless you're on the top.
Charlotte's fiance is in AEW.
Yeah. So something's need to change. Now, granted, it was looked good for a while with the Women's Evolution and whatnot, but come on, some things need to continue. Which you're falling into WCW, you have to build the younger talent. Please.
I was gonna say
it's like companies that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say on Cage Match, they let you rank matches on CageMatch.net, but only if the matches go over 5 minutes. And I was like, well, hell, we can't rate none of that shit.
Oh my
I was
God.
just gonna say the WWE's Women's Revolution was like companies that put rainbows on things only in June. I mean, They used it to get some publicity. They never meant it.
It hurts me how much you're telling the truth right now.
Yeah.
It really does hurt me how accurate you are right now.
Steady, thanks for dropping in. Now, he says he hasn't spoiled this for me. I haven't seen the finale of Heels yet, but he said the real best match of the year was the triple threat match for the DWL Heavyweight Championship. I haven't gotten the finale of Heels yet. I need to see it. It's been crazy being a softball parent right now. But yeah, Tina and I are so stoked. The show is really good. If you haven't seen Heels, I know probably don't have stars. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. But Heels is such a good show for any wrestling fan or non-wrestling fan. I think it's well worth the watch. The season 1 has been really good. So,
hey, Steady, if you're there, here's a hot take, wrestling and DC related. I'm starting to get annoyed with MJF for the same reason I get annoyed for the Snyderverse. No, some people just never stop talking about it and telling how great it is. Just tired of all the people telling me how great of a heel MJF is. Like I had to listen to hashtag, release the Snyder Cut for 4 years. There's my hot take. You realize
at some point Steady's just going to kick us all off this show. Because
I think he likes the banter. I hope he does anyway. So
we've talked about it. He knows I do. He knows I mess with him.
All right, let's talk about what's going on. WWE Crown Jewel is Thursday, October 21st. Thursday at 11 a.m. Central Time for us. Yes. When you get a lunch break, maybe watch about an hour of it. It's going to be on Peacock. It's taking place in the Mohammed Abdu Arena on the Boulevard in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. That's a mouthful of a name of an arena, right? I mentioned it's on Peacock here in the U.S., internationally, of course, on WWE Network, which is still alive and well. Shout out to Ryan from Alamo City Movie Talk and also Island Reality Podcast. He got Peacock because they were watching Yellowstone, and he's so excited to find out that all his old childhood wrestling memories are there uploaded, and he's excited to be able to go back and watch that. So
somewhere on there.
But I told him good luck finding it because they organize it by season, which is stupid. Please, dear God, just put the years up there, Peacock. You can make it.
And they censored it, so maybe not your favorite childhood memories. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll see, right?
Yeah.
Now, Saturday, October 23rd is Impact Bound for Glory. It's from Sam's Town Live in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's on Fight TV for $40. It starts at 9 p.m. Central Time. The pre-show, I believe, is at 8 o'clock or 8:30 our time. But I think the pre-show is going to be on their YouTube or their Twitch channel. I'm not 100% sure. Feel free to research that. But it's on Fight TV. It's with a $4 price tag. Well worth the buy, though. Well worth staying up late because it is on a Saturday. And thank God it's on a Saturday because Sunday would be hard to stay up and watch with work the next day. But that being said, Mike, Tommy, do you guys want to come over and watch Bound for Glory? Because Tina and I are buying it here. So... on Saturday. Sweet. It's been a long time since we all watched a wrestling show together. You guys realize that, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So,
is this conversation supposed to still be going on the show? Do you know we're still okay?
No, it's happening. We're all vaccinated. I'll probably be grilling. It's been a while, right? So, yeah, it's a long time coming. So, thank you everyone for watching. We do greatly appreciate. Steady says MJF is better than you. And you're just triggering Mike at this point.
Well, I know, because he tells me it all the time.
On a side note, my Astros just took the lead in the top of the ninth. Please, dear God. We got bases loaded, 2 outs. Let's add some more insurance runs. Yes. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you. This has been a much anticipated weekend for Impact Wrestling, Bound for Glory this year. This was one of the companies we worried about when the pandemic started, and